So I've been living with this, the Amazon Fire HD 10 on my desk as my note taker for a few days now, and my experience has been mixed. But let's remember what this is. This is $150 worth of tablet here, and adding one of these styluses makes this, I think, the cheapest way into digital note taking that you could have. And you know what? It works. It's been my note taker. Here it is running OneNote. I've been able to make all the notes for this review on it and work my daily planner here. Yeah, it's worked just fine. It's amazing what you get at this price point. Now, I've just been used to anything below sort of $300 price. You might as well not bother thinking about using a stylus on one of those tablets. But this is $150, and you can probably find it discounted even cheaper than that on Prime days. And something like either this is the Lenovo USI stylus, which is about $50, or the Lenovo USI stylus, which is less, which is $28. This one takes a AAA battery though. This one's USB-C, so I strongly suggest you want the convenience of being able to charge it with USB-C. I mean, that's an unbeatable price. And they sent me two tablets. They sent me this one and also the Google Pixel tablet, and the Google Pixel is about $400, which is much more of a sort of home tablet. And I wanted to actually daily drive them for a fortnight at work, which is the way I normally test out tablets. But I think I'm not going to do that, partly because these really are more designed for home use, but also because I've just got a lot of devices coming in at the moment, and partly because I have to send these back soon and I've got a lot of devices coming in for testing. But I can tell you that the USI stylus, I certainly would be happy for my note-taking needs at work. I think this Fire 10 HD might be the cheapest sort of acceptable note-taking tablet that you can buy. I review a fair few inexpensive Android tablets, and a lot of them come with this sort of dumb stylus, I call it, that it is no better than just using your finger on the screen. And I'd never recommend something like that. But I can tell you the USI stylus is certainly a good, inexpensive option for digital note-taking. I have found that the palm rejection isn't that good. See just there, and you're sometimes accidentally hitting the home and back buttons, and that can get a little bit annoying. But it's also not so good on the Pixel. And one thing that's interesting is the actual resolution of the tablet, or I guess the resolution of the digitizer, means that you do get these wobbly lines in your handwriting. And if I look at something that's been written on the Pixel tablet, you see it's just a lot cleaner. I don't really know why that is. It should be the same technology, but there we are. Perhaps it's the rate at which the pen is sampling. You see this is on the Pixel tablet here. Just looks a lot better, a lot cleaner handwriting. And this stuff, this was actually written on my Z Fold 3 on a Wacom EMR stylus. And that's more to do with the screen. And certainly one thing about this tablet is it does have this annoying tap-tappy glassy screen, which doesn't give you any friction, so it's very difficult to write neatly on it. Just generally, it's a little bit slippy and it's not very satisfying to write on it. And the tablet, you can tell it's a cheap tablet, is it's made out of inexpensive plastic. And things like the screen auto brightness isn't so good. But yeah, it's possible to use this as your note taker. The tablet performance is fine. You see it here running OneNote, which is quite an intensive app. It's doing just fine. I think one thing you could do to improve the writing experience would be to put like a silk screen protector or a paper feeling screen protector. That does generally improve the feeling of writing, and it gives you that bit of friction, which just stops you slipping, so you can write more neatly. Now, the USI standard, I don't think it's quite as good as the Wacom EMR standard. What I find is that you need to hold the pen more vertically to get it to actually actuate. When it's at a slight angle, it's not as accurate. And I also find the Lenovo pen is more difficult to work with than the Lenovo, so I recommend spending that bit more. And I also find that you do get quite a bit of line jitter on the HD10. You can see those kind of wobbles there on those lines, which should be pretty straight. If I can do it with a ruler, you can hopefully see exactly what I mean on that one that I drew with the ruler there. That's the hallmark. Diagonal lines going across this grid should be just fine for vertical lines. Yeah, nice and straight, and horizontal lines. But it's whenever you draw a diagonal that you see the true performance of the pen tech. There we are. But you know, it's just fine. And it's great that you can spend somewhere in the region of $100 and you can get a tablet that maybe your young person can enjoy just scribbling on, doing a little bit of art on. I think it's great. So in conclusion, it's one of the worst palm rejections I've used, the Fire HD10, but it does have handwriting input. If you're looking for note-taking on an inexpensive tablet and you know that it does support the USI stylus, I think it's perfectly acceptable.